Well, hello and welcome to today's free trading video and market analysis. I'm your host, Kenny, Senior Research Analyst with the MiniAnalyst.com. Usually we look at our intraday chart of the market and our intraday dynamics, how we kind of gauge where the market's likely to go intraday. But markets closed today. Today's Friday, April 10th. Good Friday to everyone. And so we're having a problem getting that symbol up, kind of a trade station issue. So we're going to go ahead and look at a couple of other things. Actually, we're going to switch back over, and we are going to look at the market itself. Let's see. Oh, there's our S&P system 1.0. That's about 7 years old. Put in nice gains right there. We'll call it 30 points right there, 5 points right there, and then another long of 30 points. We'll call it as we speak. But what we're really wanting to look at is a chart of the market. This is the S&P 500 market, the S&P 500 cash market, I should say. And as you can see, we went long a bit prematurely after booking $500 in discretionary profits. We went short way back here. 500 points, I said dollars, 500 points right there in discretionary profits. Went ahead and instead of just moving to neutral, went ahead and jumped in on the bullish side. We figured that was way too extreme, and we would revert back to the mean. We did, but only in the 5 percentile, we'll call it. So definitely a basing pattern of neutrality was to come over the next several months. We finally went ahead and exited that exposure on a discretionary official market timing basis right around here. Once we broke back below, I believe it was 790 or 800, very round number, and of course we went on, trailed lower. Didn't want to go to the short side there, but as you can see, we got our take profit signal right here on this day, close of 683.38 on March 6th. So that essentially was the bottom, suggesting take all your short-term profits, short profits, I should say. If you were short the market, go ahead and book those profits. And as you can see, we didn't just jump back in, make the same mistake again, and move to bullish. But we did essentially, once we saw some indications of bullishness, actually move back to bullish on a reclamation of the 800 level. We now stand at about 856 as we continue to trail higher in a nice trend. Very nice coming down and testing this zone from 800 to 820. With a nice finish on Good Friday yesterday. We'll look at our performance figures yesterday, but our venerable Mac Black portfolio was certainly the star yesterday. We're not going to spend too much time on this. Got a few things to look at, so that's where the market stands. We do remain officially bullish for our intents and purposes. Next target will be 900 to 950. Certainly the upper echelon of that range. If you look at the swing high, 943.85, so 940 to 950 will be a quick target expectation with an outside shot at 970. To 980 expected. So that's the market. We're going to look at a couple of things here. One is, being this is tax time, 5 days to tax time, one of the key benefits that actually rarely gets touched upon is the benefit of the tax savings. If you trade mini stock index futures like the E-mini S&P 500 futures contract, if you trade that, in other words, if we were to trade it for you, you were to essentially have gains in the E-mini S&P 500 or the YM or whatever, your tax rate would be quite different than what you're used to expecting. One is, generally speaking, if you hold an investment, a trade, we'll call it, and most of the traders out there that certainly we cater to are short term, less than a year, you get taxed at an ordinary income tax rate of, we'll call it 33%. That's right in the middle, kind of where the top rate is going to be 40%, I believe, if not going higher. Maybe upwards of 50% under the Obama administration. So definitely a key point is 60% of your gain is taxed at the long-term capital gains tax rate. 15% is the rate, 33%, that was it 10% or was it 20%, who knows where it's going to be, we'll call it 15% right now. 33% is the short-term rate. And if you look here, if let's just say you have so the differential is 10.8%. If you factor those in, you get an effective rate savings of 10.8%. So if we look at a $25,000 account, let's say you start at $25,000, we target 300 to 500% generally on average a year. So just the lower echelon of our trading range would be $75,000 in profits. Well, the tax savings on that would be $8,100, as opposed to just holding a stock or a mutual fund for less than certainly 1 year, making different trades and making the same amount. So you would save $8,100 in 5 days of money that you would not have to pay the federal government. So, having said that, what is that? $8,100 savings over 5 years compounded at just 100% rate of return would give you, and we'll go ahead and do this right here, would give you 259,200. Now, if you counted each $8,100 per year, in other words, a savings of $8,100 every year, you're looking at $761,000. Of course, that's compounded, but as you can see, a big savings rate just by trading the E-mini futures. Just by trading the E-mini futures, a big savings rate of savings dollar of $8,100 in this example of a 300% return, and compounded, of course, $260,000. Just 100% rate. If you were to reinvest that with us, let's say we made you 100%. Each year for the next 5 years, that's $260,000. If you counted next year's tax savings, which we're not counting here, you would also get $761,000. So just kind of an interesting little thing is the tax savings rate of trading at E-minis. Speaking of which, our Matt Black portfolio was really the star yesterday, putting up a 24% return for the very diversified Matt Black this is the original $100,000 portfolio. 24% return was the gain, leading the pack, as it were. Swinger DT coming in at 23%. MAP DT coming in still strong with 18% was the return yesterday. MAP DT, of course, leads the pack over the last 23 days with an 89% return just over the last 23 days. Very impressive has been our performance lately. There's the black you see right there. That is the mid caps. This was you see a lot of our systems gain. Day Trader 1.0, Day Trader 7.0 putting up massive gains. Swing traders, everybody was participating in the move yesterday. It seemed in all contracts. We did have just 2 losses, I believe, in the ES, but well countered with gains in the ES contract there. So as you can see, very impressive has been our performance lately. Definitely a great time to get started. Our returns are out right there. You can go to our 2009 portfolio returns. As you can see, you can just scroll down a little bit. We still have our quick links here, but there's our Matt Black. As you can see, had a bad couple of months, just barely ticking up there. Matt Black version 2.0 is already ticked up. Very bad January and February for the swings, but as you can see, once we get into the day traders, one bad month was February, and we've already ticked up in March for a lot of these opportunities. So definitely want to be buying now once we've seen a couple of down months and a tick higher, which actually is what we've seen. So if you are interested in any of these portfolios, what we're doing right now, since it is such a great time to be involved, there's a MapDTS version 4.4 version 4.0 HR, 1400% return. Actually, this should read 28 months, no, 29. So that should be corrected because these have now been updated. But if you're interested in any of these, just go to Add to Cart, and we'll just go back home there. That's the MFX Lite. We'll refresh. There it is, MapDT version 3.0, let's say. Go ahead and add to cart. And all you're going to have to do is enter promo code VIDEO. And what that'll do is already been applied. You're going to be able to save 20% on any of these portfolios. Map Black, you're going to be able to save 20%. So we can go ahead and go home. Actually, we're running out of time. Map Black, just enter promo code VIDEO and you will save on any of the DTSs, the Map DTSs. You will save 20% right now. One of the best specials we've ever offered. So if you guys are interested in that or any other questions, go to the website, click live chat right here, chat with the support team, shoot us an email to admin@MiniAnalyst.com, and we will see you next time.